Hi everyone and welcome to The Grind. This is where we talk about the sermon that we heard this past weekend. We are just wrapping up our Behold Him series soon. We are on our second last message and the message was titled Never Be the Same Again. Pastor Ed preached an incredible word and he was talking about how worship, it transforms us. It is a life-changing experience. So I want to just, start off today's discussion by asking you guys what has been a life-changing event that happened in your life.
Dib's not going first.
Oh, so
Okay,
not
fine.
me. Yeah, it's all thank
Okay,
you.
what-
Besides, me, the sweet Lord Jesus, and giving your life to Him. Besides that, what has been a life-changing event?
Okay, so there's this thing back in the Philippines where in our area we have these so-called fair.
So-called
So
fair.
cold.
It's just quite dodgy and stuff like that. But I do
wow,
love
it's off to a good
rides.
start. Yep.
So I took one of these roller coaster things, and then while on my way up, bits and pieces of the screws started falling off.
Oh no. No.
So then, so that was the time when I thought prayer is quite important right now. And,
The power of prayer.
so I think just the fact that I was, it's more of like a ride of a death-defying journey. But that one definitely changed my life. Making sure to look at what I'm sitting on.
Right,
Everything's
the
intact.
screws. Being on a ride, the screws coming. Oh shoot.
No. That's
Yeah.
nightmare fuel.
Maybe I'll take you guys there sometime.
thank
Yeah,
you.
exciting.
No, that just means getting on a plane. I am.
Oh, Nathan loves being on a
No.
plane. You should ask him all about it.
No,
With snakes.
no, thank you.
In fact, his favorite movie.
Again,
Snakes on
I
a
think
Plane.
we talk about my phobias far too
Oh,
often.
it's entertaining.
Snakes on a plane. Legitimately scared of snakes and flying, so put it together. Snakes on a plane. I feel like we talk enough about the stuff that I'm scared of. What episode was it that we did? Maybe it was like 2 or 3 ago. Snakes on a plane.
It's
not right.
Oh no, we wanted to deliver you. It's all about deliverance. Bondage
Amen.
free. Let's go. Amen. Nathan.
Sure, that's totally
What
what
changed your life?
What changed my life?
Snakes.
On a plane.
I mean, maybe that one day I saw a snake wrapped around a person and thought, no, I don't like this.
So, we want to worship God, and worship should, be God-centered, not man-centered. Because, like what Pastor Ed kept on emphasizing, is that worship is not only encountering God, it's enjoying God. I guess, what are some moments of, how does enjoying God look like for you guys?
I think just being at peace with him and with whatever situation I find myself in, just knowing that he's there with me in it
Yeah.
and not freaking out about it, but being at peace and just like probably just like sitting and enjoying his presence is just like if I can do that, then everything's good.
Yeah.
I think that for me also is quite similar. More of like with our circumstance, having that quiet space just between you and him. I think that's one thing that I probably appreciate even more.
Yeah.
Now that I have kids as well, like when they're asleep and then it's just me at home, and then having that quiet time with atmospheric music. That will be like something that I really appreciate more.
Yeah. I think enjoying God for me is actually being in sync with Him, like doing things with Him. I think one of my favorite moments has always been on mission trips, just doing stuff with God, seeing Him heal, or even being able to release a prophetic word and seeing people get encouraged. Basically being in sync and really hearing from Him just makes, I really enjoy being in God's presence at that time as well. And so that excites me, right? And I know Pastor talked about like how worship should be exciting, you should be excited, should be enthusiastic, right? Yeah, it's like whatever happens internally, should be expressed,
Yes.
outside.
Yeah. But then you also get like those people who are very animated
Yeah.
elsewhere, but then when it comes to worship, just
Like
shrink into themselves.
Yeah.
They don't really show it,
Yeah.
but that doesn't necessarily mean they're not enjoying worship.
Worship.
They're not actually
Yeah.
worshiping, right? But then again, you also get the same people who, very reserved in worship, but then in other situations, completely explode.
Yeah.
So like, are there any other situations where like outside of worship where you just get really excited
I get super excited when, I don't know, I guess I get excited about a lot of things, but one example would be actually Coldplay. It's one of my favorite bands. So when I realized that they're doing an Asia tour, I was so excited. Then being there, I lost it. It was just like, it's Coldplay, it's my band, it's a band that I love. And I'm just like, and I remember they're asking like, oh, what song should we sing? And I yelled out, Till Kingdom Come, because it's one of my favorite Coldplay songs. I was just yelling it so loud,
The crazy thing is they actually did it.
Yo, that is cool. That is really cool.
I mean, I don't know whether it's, me, but I like to think
I have
it's-
never heard Pet scream so loud.
That's actually one of my
Yeah.
bucket lists, to be in a Coldplay concert.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
know.
it was
Same,
good.
same.
It was good.
It was worthwhile. It was really hot, really sweaty. It was raining, but it was worth it because Coldplay. Anyways.
Maybe I should change my bucket list. I had a friend who went to a Coldplay concert.
A ticket.
And ticket.
Yeah, exactly.
Done.
But that was me being really excited for something.
I think when I properly lost it.
Was it a Liverpool game?
It was definitely a Liverpool game. I
Called it.
It was a cup semi-final. I got punched in the face. I'm standing, and then the guy in the row in front of me is also standing. And then when a goal goes in, you throw your hands up. But this guy caught me right here.
I think that would be my most exciting moment if I was there.
He caught me like right here. I'm like, "Ugh, it doesn't matter.
we scored.
Yeah.
Did Liverpool win the game at least?
No.
Oh man.
He got punched in the
Worth
face
it.
for nothing.
Worth it.
I'm so happy for you.
Oh man.
Like, yeah, because I always thought, right, because yes, you've got people, we've got people in services, when they worship Jesus, it's just, they're so out there, and
There's limbs.
the limbs, they're just dancing and everything, right? And then there's some people that are just hands in pockets,
Yeah.
but we can't say like, oh, those people don't have a relationship with Jesus because they're
Yeah.
hands in the pockets, right? But then again, your outward expressions in Sunday service that's not indicative of like are they close to Jesus or not. It's
Yeah.
a reflection, of just I guess in the moment where you're really feeling worship, you're lifting your hands to the Lord,
Yeah.
and but it doesn't indicate that that's how close you are. That's always that joke like, oh, the closer you are to stage, the more you receive from Jesus. But I mean, that's not it at all. But at the end of the day, no matter what it is, worship does call for us to respond to God.
Yeah.
So you can't worship, like say that you worship God but do absolutely nothing, or not be excited for the
Yeah.
Lord. It doesn't
Yeah.
make sense.
It's an opportunity for God to change you.
Exactly.
Yes.
Right.
It's like manifest in different ways, again, not contained to just a Sunday service, but throughout the week, throughout your lives.
Yeah.
And one thing that really stood out to me during the sermon was actually Pastor Ed saying that worship also involves listening to God, to
Yeah.
being obedient to Him. I mean, first of all, worship, and on a Sunday service is you're kind of singing to God,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
So you don't necessarily take the time to listen to Him. So have there been moments actually that you heard God speak to you during worship?
I think usually for me, those moments would be like for example, there was one situation with me, and during that time, my girlfriend Rachel, who is my wife now, and we were looking for a church, and then we both were struggling in our workplace during that time. And then we went to ICA for the first time, and then the theme was about workplace, like the marketplace.
Oh.
And then we're like, curious. And then we started like listening to that series, and we both felt that the Lord spoke to us during that time. And then I just felt that, I mean, I'm not saying that everyone should quit, but I said I felt like during that time the Lord really told me that I think it's time for you to explore new things and do something else. And then actually, if I didn't listen to what the Lord said, I wouldn't be where I am in right now.
Wow.
Oh yeah. I would say it's something similar to Rico's, I guess. It's just like during Sunday worship, whether we're playing or not, like it's a time where I get to just like zone in on God, and that's it. And whenever I have decisions to make, that's where I hear from God. So like I've talked about the time where I had a choice whether I could go to Singapore or not, and being part of worship team during that time kind of helped me make my decision. It was like, because if I went to Singapore, I'd have to start all over again. But like, this community, this team was something that I wanted to, be a part of. And God was like, you can stay and be part of this.
Wow.
So it was like, that was part of the reason why I stayed in Hong Kong. And so yeah, if we're talking about like, life-changing things or like being able to hear from God, then that's probably the biggest one recently, yeah.
I think there was one time, again, on a mission trip, we were worshiping God, and I just felt like at that moment, as we were worshiping, it was just within our small team, like debrief, and then we're just spending time just worshiping, and I felt like at that moment God was saying that you see all this, like you have access to this, because we're just really feeling God's presence. And I just felt like God at the moment said, like, you have access to my presence.
Wow.
And I thought, wow. And I just broke down, I guess, for whatever reason. I just felt so overwhelmed and so loved at the moment to know that, like, God was reassuring me at that moment as we were worshiping that I have access to His presence. So I think that was one time where I felt like God speak to me during worship. Yeah, so I mean, speaking of how, like, worship is also involving like hearing from God. Is there anything recently that God's been speaking to you about?
Yeah, recently I think maybe just like just encouraging me and the things that I've been doing with Church Online and stuff, that like things are progressing, because sometimes it's really easy to just go like weekly cycle, do the same thing, but like sometimes I hear from God and He's saying that like doing all this is worthwhile, and He's proud and happy of what we're doing here. So
That's good.
I think for me, it's just the Lord is always speaking to me to be more patient.
Yeah.
Sometimes I tend to be very like always thinking of what I need to do ahead, and then what I need that's important.
Yeah.
But the Lord will always ask me to take it easy and just stay patient. So yeah.
In my situation, God, I feel He's speaking for me. If you want new things to happen, sometimes old habits need to die. And so
that's deep.
Yeah.
That's pretty.
So it's been kind of like reflecting on like what I need to let go, what I need to work on, because my heart cries for new things to happen, but for that to happen, God's like, well, something's got to die. Your old habits need to end. So yeah, that's something I'm traversing through, I suppose, working through. So yeah. Well, anyways, feel free to let us know in the comments, like something that God's been speaking to you about, and if you need prayer, like we would love to just pray with you and everything. So and journey with you as well. So yeah, thanks again for joining us today. We hope to see you next time, and take care and have a great week. We'll see you next time.
Bye.